Happy Pride, everyone. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to talk about my favorite gray nail polishes. So I was so excited to do this video because I know of a ton of gray nail polishes that I really, really love. And it was really funny because my husband actually said, like, do you even have any gray nail polishes? And I was like, first off, how dare you? But actually, yeah, I don't really wear my gray nail polishes all that often, although I do use my favorite gray creams in a ton of my nail art looks. I use a ton of almost every color that I have in my nail art looks, just because, like, obviously, you need a ton of colors. But yeah, I have so many fun gray nail polishes. I think that gray nail polish is such an awesome base for like a bunch of different kinds of crellies. So many of the crellies that I have just look so cool. So I am so excited to share that with you today. And I just want to take a moment to remind you all that on Sunday at Polish Pickup Bingo with my friend Danny Shout on my Twitch channel, we will be wrapping up this month's fundraiser. We've been raising money for Equality Florida, which is Florida's only statewide civil rights organization dedicated to protecting the rights of Florida's LGBTQ plus citizens. So please, if you have the means, give a little bit to Equality Florida. Their links in the description. And my husband and I are going to be matching up to $500 of donations. And hopefully we'll be doing that on Sunday. Anyway, everybody, let's get started. So the first polish on this list is Orly Aloe Goodbye. So Aloe Goodbye is a beautiful mid to warm tone green cream with a kind of like green, maybe like shifting to blue shimmer running throughout it. I got this in an Orly Color Pass box, and everybody got it in that box. That's how the Color Pass works. It wasn't part of the collection that we got. You don't get breathable polishes in those Orly Color Pass boxes. But everybody got this, and a lot of people I know said they didn't like it because in the bottle you can see that it has a shimmer, and on the nail they said they could not see the shimmer. But I totally saw the shimmer when I wore it. It wasn't like incredibly bombastic. It was just like a nice little delicate shimmer that I think adds just a little extra to this gray nail polish. Maybe I wouldn't love it if I had bought it myself, but well, I mean, I did buy it myself, but since they included it extra in a thing that I already bought. I think it's really cute, and it's from the breathable line, which means it doesn't need base coat or top coat. I personally would still use base coat or top coat, but I do like sometimes to wear the breathable polishes on their own because I just like don't have the time to paint my nails, but I still want some protection, and I think they work really well for that. So this is Orly Aloe Goodbye. Up next is another Orly, and that is Orly Unraveling Story. So Unraveling Story is this beautiful mid-tone, maybe leaning almost a cool tone, dark gray cream shade. And this came from their Plot Twist collection, which I believe this was last year's collection for fall. I'm not sure. I think it is. And this one, I mean, there's nothing like too crazy going on here, but this is just such a solid gray cream. I really love the tone. I have a few different dark gray creams, and I just don't really love their tone. I almost put Orly Earl Grey in here, which is a breathable polish, and I like that one, but it's just like kind of green, and I don't really like that in a gray polish. I don't like when they lean like blue or green. And I'll go over that a little bit later when I come up to another cream polish. But I think that this one just has a lovely tone. It's perfect if you need a dark gray for nail art. And yeah, I just think it's perfect for that. So this is Orly Unraveling Story. All right, up next we have one of my favorite types of nail polish. This is OPI Heart and Coal, and this is a perfect high glam asphalt polish. So, I got this polish because, as I've said before, I really enjoy it when mainstream brands do holographic polishes. I just think it's neat. So I tend to kind of look out for it when I'm at TJ Maxx. So I found this. This is in their Infinite Shine collection, and I believe this is like their, air drying gel collection. We're going to try to fool you into thinking this nail polish is gel so you'll pay more for it collections. So many brands do that. Some brands don't try to make you pay more. Like LA Colors has this entire like gel shine line, and they're fine. They're great polishes. But they're not gel, and they're not gel like even. I don't really know what these brands think that they're doing, but they're doing it. Anyway, this came in the regular one too, but this is what I found at the TJ Maxx, so I bought it. And it is this beautiful gray shimmer that in some photos actually looks very black. To the naked eye, this looks totally gray, but depending on how I lit the picture when I took the picture, this did kind of lean black. And it has these, like, they're not teeny tiny holographic like specks, like, Holo Taco scattered hollow, but they do have these holographic micro glitters running throughout. So I think that this polish is really, really cool. It's a little bit chunky. I needed like so much polish thinner for this, and no matter how much I added, it still was a little bit thick. But like, given that I'm calling this an asphalt polish, like whatever, that's just what it is. At least I could apply it. Like my favorite black polish, Belugaria, which is even more asphalty than this, I couldn't even apply. Like I just gave up, and so I used old swatches. This one I could at least apply. And I used this in one of my favorite manis ever. And it was one of like the very early manis that I did on stream. And I believe this is actually the manicure I was doing when my friend Danny Shout rated me on Twitch for the first time. So like the first time she ever laid eyes on me, we ever laid eyes on each other, that I was using this polish and I was doing this mani. So I did a manicure based off of my recycling bin, Grumpy. So this is some like deep lore because this was something that like when I was first streaming and like was first developing my audience, we talked about all the time. And there's still like a lot of references to it in like notifications that pop up during stream and things like that. So like here is the entire tale of Grumpy and then the funeral that we held for him. So I had this green recycle bin, and at the time my recycle and trash bins, they looked exactly the same. One was black and one was very, very dark green. So like at night with only like a little bit of light, it was like almost impossible to tell the two apart. And that was really freaking annoying. So luckily one day some local neighborhood hooligan came by and tagged the top of it Grumpy. And I was just like, okay, I guess this is Grumpy now. So the really weird thing is that our local waste management were like, no, absolutely not. You will not deface this random trash bin in this random alley. So they kept like repainting our bin. And I was just like, first off, why? Why? Like, this seems like a waste of money. And secondly, like, hey, we were using that. That's how I know it's my recycle bin and not my trash bin. The cool thing was, though, is that I don't know who Grumpy is. I've never found out who Grumpy is. But Grumpy just kept coming back and tagging our trash can, like, again and again and again, or recycle bin. I always call him a trash can. Anyway, he just kept tagging it, or she, they, I don't know. Grumpy, our angel, just kept coming back and tagging our recycle bin. And I was like, thank you. I can finally tell them apart again. So one day I had left the bins out way too long. It's probably why Grumpy always cut back to the trash can, because I was just like, I left them out again. And we had like a severe wind day, severe. And Grumpy was lost. Grumpy ran off. The wind took him, and I was like, I'm never gonna see this recycle bin again. So it had been a couple days, and like literally I was telling like friends about it, and they were like, no. And I was talking about it on stream one time, and one of my like BFFs from IRL came in and was like, oh my God, are you talking about Grumpy? Is Grumpy gone? So like this trash can had like a cult following amongst my friends. So yeah, we were like, it's gone, it's gone. We've got to call waste management finally. We've got to call waste management. So I called waste management, and as I'm on the phone, my husband is like, have you checked though? Have you like checked today to see if like Grumpy came back? Like he's a stray dog or something. And I was like, no, I didn't check. So while I was on the phone with the waste management lady, I went into the alleyway where, it would be, and somebody had returned Grumpy. I was just like, what the heck? I cannot believe that somebody returned Grumpy. Like, how did they find it? It had our address on it, but like, how did they, like, I would have done that for a recycling bin. So like, I'm on the phone with a lady, I'm practically crying, and I was like, no, it's back. Don't worry about it. We don't need a new one. Oh my God, I can't believe it's back. And this lady was probably like, literally, lady, what the hell? Like, who is this attached to a like city owned recycle bin? I'm like, it's me. Actually, if anyone's gonna do it, it's me. So Grumpy was back. But a few days later, we realized that he was not unharmed. from his grand adventure, his bottom was like completely falling out and he was no longer functional as a recycle bin. And like, I don't know if we asked them if we could keep him. I wish we had asked them if we could keep him and we could just put him in the backyard and make him a planter or something. But no, we had to call and they replaced him and they brought us another one. And so I did a stream where I had a funeral for Grumpy. If I can find the graphic I used instead of my like starting soon graphic, I'll show it here because I'm extremely proud of it. It's like so janky and I love it. And yeah, I did this Manny. I think it's so good. And I think that I really, really like nailed the look of the Grumpy, the humans like tagging technique. I think I really did that. And so I, on the middle nails, I did like the top of the trash bin. And then on my pinky and my index finger, I did like asphalt with like trash around it. And yeah, it was amazing. I miss Grumpy every single day of my life. And whenever I look at this polish, I think of that Manny and I love that Manny and it brought my friends together. It was, I think, like maybe the first time that the Twitch nail polish community, as small as it was then, realized what a fucking weirdo I am. And I couldn't be happier about that. So yeah, this is OPI Heart and Coal, and that's why it means so much to me. All right, now we're entering an area of polishes where it's just like, I love all of these. I love all of these so much. I mean, these are all my favorites, but like when I was trying to rank these, as I always do, you know, like least favorite to most favorite, I was just like, I don't freaking know. So yeah, let's just get started. So next up is Orly X Kelly Marissa, and this is Waking Nightmare. So this came out, this little tiny mini came out in the Kelly Marissa Halloween Advent Calendar from last year. I believe it was last year that she released this. And oh my God, it is so fucking cute. So with Kelly's Advent Calendar, she released a bunch of like remixes of her favorite like non-Kelly Orly polishes. And I was so excited because we love like tons of the same polishes. There were two in that collection that were based off of polishes from the Orly Surrealist collection. And that's one of the best collections of all time. I've talked about it a bunch of times in these videos. So yeah, basically this is what was originally Dreamers Awake. All of them have like plays on names, but they made it into Waking Nightmare. And I think it's so cute. So this is a beautiful warm tone gray. It has this gorgeous copper to green shimmer running throughout it. Mostly you do see just the copper though on your nails. And I just think this is such a special polish. I believe I used this as the background and I did a Murder Cat nail art look that I really, really loved. I did it for last Halloween, well, like during the Halloween season. And I used this as a background and it looked so good. This is a really great background color if you want something that is light and you can put a lot of, you know, detail into the stuff on top of it, but you still want it to have like a little something extra. And I just thought it was so perfect. I think that this is the one that I opened first. I think this was the first remixed polish that was in that advent calendar. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my God, is she remixing her favorites? Because like I put it together, Waking Nightmare, Dreamers Awake, and then I think the next one I got to was like maybe like Haunted Symphony or something, which is synthetic symphony with a shimmer in it. Like, it was such a cool idea, but I do have one peeve about this whole scenario is that they made these minis and they didn't release them as like full-size bottles. There were some full-size bottles in that advent calendar, but please, Orly, Kelly, y'all get together this Halloween and re-release all of the minis from that advent calendar. I'm pointing behind me because Tina, my doll, is like standing on top of the Kelly's Haunted House box. Anyway, the point is, make these into full sizes. Like, just like you don't have to do any work this year. You don't have to design anything. Just like release these as full size polishes. I will buy them all because like I am like hoarding these. I'm just like not using them. I'm just like letting them look pretty. I wanted a third coat on the swatch that I did. But did I do a third coat? No, because I don't want to use all of this. Anyway, this is Orly X Kelly Marissa Waking Nightmare. All right, next up, another channel fave brand. This is Plus Life Lacquer. Cheers to 1 year. So this was Plus Life Lacquer's 1 year celebration polish, and it is a gorgeous gray crelly, and it has like red and little black micro glitters in it. And this, I believe, was supposed to be inspired by a Nintendo NES, and it looks like a Nintendo NES. I think it's so cool. I love it when people nail their inspo. And one of my favorite things about Plus Life is that they always nail their inspo. Like, they are so good at interpreting like things as polish. And that is one of my favorite things that polish makers do. That is really the way to my heart. So I saw this, I had to get it, almost certain I bought this one for myself. And it is just so cute. And the best part about this one, let me not the best part, but in addition to this being great, they have a topper called Pixel Party that they released with this. That is just these metallic square glitters in, I think they're silver, red, and black. And Summer from Plus Life Lacquer, she did this amazing nail art where she like did a pixel heart on her nails just using the glitters from that topper. I tried to do it myself, and I don't know if I have a picture, and I don't know if I ever posted it, but if I can find it, I will post it up here. And I didn't do as good of a job. Summer's a bit of a perfectionist, and I'm a bit of an anti-perfectionist, and I think that you can see that in both of our attempts at this nail art. But I think it is so cool. I really wish that more companies would release toppers that are just like something like that, like square glitters. I think it'd be very cool if a company brand, not saying any names, might release an entire pixel collection with like just multicolored square glitters, or just like one color square glitter per bottle. Just saying. Anyway, I think that looks so cool on top of this, and together they made such like a perfect and evocative set that just like took me right, I want to say, back into the NES. I never owned one. I think that my cousin did. So I did play it a little bit, but even as somebody who's kind of like only Nintendo adjacent, I was still like, yes, yes, yes. Anyway, this is Plus Life Lacquer. Cheers to 1 year. All right, we're coming up on another channel favorite. This is Glisten and Glow Vein Slayer. Okay, so Vein Slayer is a polish I've had for a really long time. It is a beautiful mid-tone gray with these incredible metallic flakies in it. And I have realized the last 3 videos, I have had a Crelly polish from Glisten and Glow with metallic flakies in them. Everybody get on Glisten and Glow's metallic flakies level, okay, please, because metallic flakies are absolutely where it's at. They look so gorgeous in a Crelly, like I cannot even describe. But anyway, this is from their Vampire collection, which Vein Slayer from my favorite whites video was also in that collection. There also, I believe, was a nude cream in that collection called Hey Buffy, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I love Buffy, so like I keep thinking I should buy that, and I probably should, but like I'm a cheapskate, like so I sometimes just like avoid buying something even if I like really really want it, because I'm just like, but anyway. The point is that I am not sure I ever swatched this. I always was like, oh, that one's so cool. Oh, that one's so cool. That's so cool. But I don't think I ever even like got around to like putting it on my nails. I did swatch it on its cabochon right there, because I do that with every polish. But so I think I swatched this for the first time for this video. And I was absolutely blown away, because those red metallic flakies, they just pop like nobody's business. And I cannot stop staring at this polish. I was so sad though, because like I had to take it off immediately because I was going to stream right after, which I did stream, and I did amazing zoisite and kunzite from Sailor Moon nails. I even posted about it on the YouTube channel because I was so proud of this look. I've been doing queer characters on my nails, and I'm very excited. Yesterday, once this video came out, I should be doing Tetsuo the Iron Man nails. And yeah, that movie was an absolute trip, and I didn't even realize it was queer until the very end. And I was like, well, happy Pride, everybody. Anyway, this is Glisten and Glow Vein Slayer. I just think it's fantastic. All right, next up is a polish that I also think the maker totally nailed the inspo. This is Sizzlin Shades Lacquer Jareth. So, you may or may not know that I really love the movie Labyrinth. So Labyrinth is a 1986 movie made by Jim Henson Studios, starring Jennifer Connelly and David Bowie. And I feel like it made a generation of us. I have been obsessed with it ever since I was a wee babe, but it really holds up, and I still watch it pretty regularly. Like, it's one of the movies that, like, if I don't know what to watch, I might just pop that one on. Anyway, so this is a beautiful gray Crelly, and it has a blue shimmer in it. And then it also has these like blue to purple to yellow multi-chrome flakes in it. I would liken these flakes to, say, Mooncat Supervillain. I think they're the same colorway. Anyway, so it was so funny. My friend Stacy, aka Quality Nails, who occasionally swatches for Sizzlin Shades, got this collection in PR. And she knows that I'm obsessed with Labyrinth. And so she sent me a picture of this polish and she was like, "This is from a Labyrinth collection. Can you guess the inspo?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely. That's Jareth's gray pants from his like everyday outfit. And then that is Jareth's like metallic ballroom jacket kind of like mixed in." And she was like, "Yes, absolutely correct." So yeah, like, I mean, of course I'm super obsessed with Labyrinth, and I also have this like bizarre memory that can like remember like the most detailed things about like the movies that I like, but then like can't remember crap about anything else. So like I'm not too surprised I could figure this out because it's just so spot on. It's just so on the nose and it's beautiful on the nail. Like you know what I mean? Like you get it. I mean, this is just a really, really great one. And Labyrinth means so much to me. Like I said, it meant so much to me as a child because I just love the visuals. I love the Fire Gang. That's like my favorite ones. The Fireys, they were so good. And of course, I love David Bowie. Like, who doesn't? So yeah, I'll stop just like blathering on about Labyrinth. I restarted this like 3 times because I just kept going into like insane amounts of detail about this movie that like were not necessary for me to talk about this polish. So I think I brought it down to the level that it's not like too much. Anyway, this is Sizzlin Shades Jareth. All right, all right. So we are up to our top 2 polishes, and I am so excited. One of them's really fun and interesting, and the other one is boring as hell, TBH, but I cannot live without it. Anyway, this is Pinnacle Polish Go Up. So Pinnacle Polish Go Up is an extremely light gray polish. Like it's definitely not white, but in some lights, you're kind of hard to tell. And it has just all of these mixed like primary color glitters, and then like not exactly primary, but just like, when you think of like this is a blue, this is a green, this is a red, like that's what they have in here. There's also, I think, just like a kind of like a glass flake shimmer, glass micro flakies, something like that. But the point is about this polish is that it looks like a rock climbing wall. And it does. As soon as I saw this polish, I was like, holy crap. The inspo and the polish. The inspo and the polish. Like, indistinguishable. I love it when polishes absolutely nail their inspo. And there are definitely certain things that really lend themselves well to polish. Like, really, really well. And I did not realize that a rock wall was one of them. So here's the thing. This is another one on this list that I didn't swatch until I was filming for this. Even though this is my second favorite gray, even though I think about this polish, like I would say on a weekly basis at least, the thing is I thought it was so perfect and so amazing that I kind of wanted to find somebody who was into nails and rock climbing who like did not get it to give it to. I have decided not to do that anymore. Now that I have worn it once, I'm like, no, this is mine. So if you're going to be in the comments being like, me, send it to me. No. This is mine now. I now claim it. If you want to come over to my house, maybe I will paint it on your nails for you. But this is mine forever. I think it is so cool. I think it's so fun. And also, Pinnacle Polish, they always nail it. The other one that I have from them is Be a Coelacanth. And I think it is just so cute. It looks just like coelacanth skin. And also they have this bottle that is just absolutely a delight to hold in my hand. Certain polish bottles just like, they just get me. I'm just like, I just want to hold you. I want to hold you till I die. We both break down and cry. That's how I feel about the Pinnacle Polish bottle. I need more Pinnacle Polishes because I think I have like 2. Ooh. I think my 2 favorites that I've put in these videos are my 2 Pinnacle Polishes I have. I need more of these Pinnacle Polish. How you doing? Like, this is so good. So yeah, this is Pinnacle Polish Go Up. All right, last, not least, but perhaps one of the more boring ones on this list, but like I said, I cannot live without this polish. This is Orly Dreamers Awake. So we discussed Orly Dreamers Awake when we were talking about Waking Nightmare by Kelly Marissa. This is a beautiful mid-tone gray. I was gonna say it's mid to warm tone, but looking at it right now, it's really mid-tone. It doesn't lean blue, it doesn't lean green. There is an Orly cream, gray cream called Mirror Mirror, which I was thinking of putting on this list because it's another great Orly gray cream, but it does lean a little bluish, and I just don't really like that. Like, I use it sometimes for art because sometimes, even though I don't like it, the stuff that I'm working on calls for it. But yeah, if I can use Dreamers Awake, I'm gonna use Dreamers Awake. This is another one that is a great base for nail art. I wouldn't wear it as a full mani. Like I said, I was just rewatching my favorite whites video, and I actually laughed out loud at myself because I'm so damn funny about when I said that I wouldn't wear this polish as a mani unless I was going to the most boring place in the world. And that is kind of how I feel about this polish, is that like I would only wear it if somebody was like gray cream polish only, and I was like, weird rule, but okay. But yeah, I use it in so many manis. I love it. Whenever I use it, I feel like I get a little like, oh, I'm using Dreamers Awake, this amazing polish that is so good for so many things. But yeah, incredible formula, perfect for nail art, perfect for anything you need a gray cream for. This is Orly Dreamers Awake. All right, so that is it. Those are my favorite grays. I do want to say, like, I guess I have a slight honorable mention, but I didn't swatch it. So I remembered like pretty late that I had not included Holo Taco's Spirit Fingers in this. I think Holo Taco's Spirit Fingers is a very, very pretty polish. It is a gray with like a pink red shimmer. It's really cool, but y'all know it. Y'all have it. You can't get it anymore. So I don't really think that I need to dedicate time in my life or in my video to swatch it for this video. Maybe I should have anyway, because like, I don't know, but there, I didn't include Spirit Fingers. I know that a bunch of people in the comments will be like, Spirit Fingers is so good, and yeah, you're totally right, it's amazing. I just didn't put it in this lineup. But this has been such a fun video to film and to conceptualize. I was super excited because I was like, okay, it was so funny. I was like, wait, I'm gonna be releasing my favorite grays during Pride Month? Like, how freaking boring. But I had totally forgotten that at TJ Maxx, like 2 years ago, I found this Pride mug and I love it so much. So I had to go find it because actually we were like putting like game pieces in it for it's like a Fallout RPG. So I had to switch those out for a different mug and use this. So yeah, this is my gray Pride mug. I love it so much. I try to use it every Pride, but I had like forgotten about it this Pride until I had to do a grays video. If you're wondering what's in this, it is Monster Peachy Keen because I'm a gremlin and I just drink energy drinks. Anyway, like I said before, if you have the means, please help our donation campaign to Equality Florida. Last time I checked through all the different channels, we have raised $435, and my husband and I are going to be matching up to $500 for Equality Florida. So if you do have the means this Pride season, please help the Floridian gays try to get some of their rights back and protect the rights they already have by donating to Equality Florida. Anyway, if you have not had enough of me, please check me out on Instagram. I stream here and on Twitch. I also have a podcast with my friend Danny Shout. It's called Two Lacquered Ladies, and it's really, really fun, and it can be really weird. Sometimes we talk for like a half an hour and then realize we haven't said anything about nail polish, and we just put it in the podcast. So if you like nail polish and if you like the tangents, then you should definitely join us there. It's really, really fun. Also, don't forget that Sunday is Polish Pickup Bingo. I made a video about my favorite rewind polishes that are coming back. And so if you want to shop Polish Pickup Bingo with a bunch of people who have tons of Polish Pickup polishes, especially if you're trying to decide which rewind polishes to get, I think it's a really cool way to do it because you can ask questions. A lot of times we have swatchers who have swatched the polishes in the audience. So if you have questions about performance, sometimes we'll be able to answer those questions. And it's just like a really good time. You can win prizes. It's great. You'll love it. Come to bingo. It's at 4 p.m. PST on my Twitch and on this channel. Anyway, everybody, have a really excellent day. Please be excellent to yourself. Be excellent to each other. And I will catch you on the flip side. Bye-bye.